All right, so UFC 311 in Los Angeles breakdown. A couple of fights I'm looking forward to. Starting with the prelims. Or should we start with the good stuff? Let's start with something from the main card. We don't want to, that we got to skip. All right. I'm going to start with Hill and Prohaska, all right? Boom. I'm going to go ahead and say I want Hill to win. Now, I know most people don't want Hill to win. They don't fuck with Hill. They mad at him. Oh, I got to fill up my water. They don't like he being cringy or whatever. I get it. Because I always liked Jamal Hill. Well, I didn't know him for that long. I kind of really I knew him from the Walker fight, but I was really like locked in. The Glover fight, the championship fight, because I thought Glover was just going to wrestle him down. But he did like way better than I was expecting. Had good wrestling defense. His striking was crisp and accurate and powerful. Almost put Glover away. I think if it wasn't I think it was anybody else but Glover that cut, I think they'd have stopped it. I wonder where they fought because that cut was way worse than the Covington cut. But anyway, that's besides the point. I've been locked in. I thought it was dope and honorable. Both him and Yuri gave up the belt, and so I always wanted to see them come back so we could kind of unify it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what would have happened if Yuri didn't get hurt. I imagine Jamal probably would have had another fight with somebody before he got the championship. Well, that's right. Yuri gave it up, and then it was supposed to be Jan and oh boy, you know what I'm saying? So I guess he would have probably been fighting one of them. I don't know which one though. I don't remember what either one of them was doing outside of before those fights. So I don't know what the lineage would have been. Don't matter because Peta came and unified it when he beat Hill, in my opinion. He beat Prohaska. No, he beat Jan, then he beat Prohaska. So he's he beat the guy fought for the interim and got a draw. I mean the fought for it, then got a draw, plus a former champion. Then he fought the guy who gave it up, but it was well, even though he gave it up, Hill was the last, not even lineal, but last champion. Then he beat Hill. And then he beat Prohaska again, and the first fight was kind of a controversial stoppage. So he unified it, in my opinion. So it didn't matter really anymore. But I'm so glad we still get to see this fight. I really wanted to see this fight. I'm glad, even though Hill had to fight backwards against Roundtree really far, and then Roundtree got the title shot, and he was like, well, that don't make sense. It didn't make sense, but we all liked it. I'm glad that Jamal Hill is still getting the fight up. This is the fight to make. I did not think they were going to make it because I just thought the UFC was going to try to get rid of Hill, and they like Prohaska. But I'm glad they're doing it. Hill still gets a number one, an even clearer number one contenders fight after his injury. I hope he's healed because he came back from UFC 300 kind of early, then he got injured right again. So I hope he's fully healed this time, so that way he can really lock in. I think he's gonna put Yuri's lights out. I think that playing around with your hands down stuff, I think, my fault. I think that's not going to work with, dang, why won't this thing lock? There we go. I don't think that's going to work with Hill. I think he's too much of a sniper. He got one-punch knockout power. He got those long kicks. I think it's going to be a good fight. They're both going to get hit. If Hill's back in form, I think he can knock Prohaska out. I think what Prohaska does have is movement. I think he's very fast on his feet. He's a lot faster than Hill, I think. He has better footwork. Hill's more flat-footed, kind of trudges forward. So that could present a problem if Yuri's in top form. Yuri could definitely tag him up. My only thing is I think, well, I'm kind of biased because I want Hill to put him out. But it's going to be a dope fight. I really hope Hill wins. And I hope he needs to knock him out. That'll sell the rematch prepared is so good. People might actually start thinking okay, if he knocks him out, worse than Peta knocked him out, which is kind of hard. Peta knocked him out twice, and more impressively the second time. So it would be kind of hard. But maybe people might go, oh, snap. Maybe he did just get caught by Peta. Even this trash talk, this cringe, maybe he is just something to fight. When you win, you tend to get away with things. So I'm rocking with Hill. I think it is he's an underdog, which makes sense because, Prohaska, higher range, more championship experience, the footwork, stuff like that is a slight favorite. But I'm going to rock with him. I want to win, and I'm going to rock with him. Although that never usually works out for me when I actually put my bets in through Prize Picks. Make sure you sign up with Prize Picks. Code, not yet. No, we're not there yet. But anyway, when I put my bet in, I might put on Prohaska, but I want Hill to win. All right, jumping down. Now we got that out the way. Jumping down. I want to see I'm probably going to watch the early prelims, Grant Dawson and the Carol Rosa fight, but I don't feel like going over it right now. We're going to keep it all the way 100. Jelton Almeida and Sergey Spivak. Now, this has the potential to be an absolute boring fight, bro. For real. Come on, bro. What is Spivak? That's the polar bear, right? The polar bear versus, what's his name? Something Zeno, right? Jelton Almeida. I forget what his nickname is, but man, this is gonna be a wrestling match for sure. I think Jelton Almeida is the better grappler, and I think he's gonna shoot. I think he's the more athletic grappler, and he shoots like Hamza, like from all the way across the octagon. He's long and he's strong, so when he gets it, like he's gonna shoot. Like there is no like managing distance so you don't take a shot, because he takes shots. Like like Habib used to take shots. A lot of people don't take shots. He takes shots, so he's gonna shoot it on Spivak early. If he shot it on big ass blades, he's gonna shoot it on Spivak. And my opinion, it's gonna be like Aljamain versus Mavzar. Not because it's European and Blackie. I'm saying because like I think he's gonna out grapple him. And to be honest, I haven't really seen Jelton Almeida get gassed from grappling. Now that I think about it, he has pretty good gas tank. And normally it doesn't go that long, but he went 5 rounds grappling with big ass Derek Lewis. But it should be pretty good. I think Jelton Almeida is probably. I hope this doesn't happen because this is gonna kill the stock in his career. I think he's probably it's 3 rounds, right? Yeah, obviously. He's just gonna like kind of grapple him, because I think Spivak's defense his grappling is good enough that he's gonna defend, and I think that's just gonna be that. That's really both of their methods to winning is just taking down unathletic. What does MMA Guru say? Like just overweight fat heavyweights, just taking them down and submitting them, just using their lack of athleticism and grappling defense to win. They have the exact same MO. And if they do get like TKOs, it's from like superior grappling positions. Although I don't remember how Spivak knocked out Hardy. I feel like it probably was from grappling, but I don't really remember. But it's Hardy. I mean, not disrespectful. I'm just saying like I felt like he was getting knocked out a lot. So that doesn't really say much if he did knock him out. It's kind of like Merab knocking out Marlon Moraes. It's like it's not really. It says more about Moraes and where he was at in his career rather than Merab, because it's like an outlier in Merab's career. However, not to give Merab the sub there. I'm just saying, But Spivak was able to do in Lewis. He was able to finish him, but I think Lewis actually made some better adjustments in the fight with Almeida, and that's why I went 5 rounds. It just, for him to be such a high-level grappler, for him not to be able to get a submission on Lewis when he got submitted so many times, you could say that about any of his fights, Like, you think he would have made some adjustments after the DC fight, but he still got submitted. It did look like Lewis had been training really hard for that, but, for you to beat that to be your game plan, you got to find that submission, and if it's not working up to 2 rounds, you got to start doing some damage, to try to open it up. So it's going to be a grappling match. And I think Almeida's athleticism is going to propel him. Let me look at their size really quick. I think they're about the same. Yeah, they're like the same size as far as like height. Almeida's probably has longer. Oh, the reach is about the same. Wait. Oh, wow. Spivak actually has longer leg reach. That's kind of surprising. And he's heavier. So he's just going to be the bigger guy. Which doesn't mean anything, but he's bigger in more aspects than I thought. But yeah, I'm going to go with Almeida. Who's the favorite in this? They don't even have odds yet because nobody cares. Okay. Let's move on back to the main card. Moicano versus Dariush. I don't want to see Dariush keep losing. He seems like a nice guy. I feel bad when people bring their family on, like, what do they call it, embedded in fight week and stuff, and you see their family, and I was like, now you got knocked out twice in a row in the first round. Moicano might knock him out in the first round. Moicano not necessarily known for knockout power, but after what he did to Saint-Denis, and Saint-Denis can grapple. Maybe not as well as Dariush, but maybe as well as Dariush. And Dariush just got knocked out twice. I wish they would have gave him I don't know who you're going to give him. Give Dariush to Jalen Turner or something like that. Obviously, I want Moicano to win. Better for the division. And we want to see him match up with some higher-ranked people. Dariush is kind of he was number 4, and now he's shot way back down. His championship runs over. But I just kind of feel bad. And he's kind of older, too. I think if he loses this fight, if he gets knocked out, finished, I think he's going to retire. How old is he? When's his birthday? I wonder if it doesn't really say. He was on a roll too. He beat Gamrot. Really impressive, bro. Who would have thought that? Who else did he beat? Ferguson. Well, I thought he beat some more impressive people. I thought he beat. Oh, Dober. Okay, he had a couple fights. But yeah, I'm rocking with Moicano on that. I think he's just gonna I think he's probably, I mean, grappling wise, Darius is not a bad grappler. But neither is Saint Denis, bro. I can see more kind of like just knocking him out from a devastating grappling position. All right, championship fights. Umar Marab, bro. Let's spend a couple times on this. I can actually see Umar winning. Like, I can picture it. There's definitely a path to victory for him, and he has the skills. But story-wise, I always see, if you listen to me, I always say, like, not that I think it's, like, rigged or nothing, but, like, it always feels like UFC kind of gets what they want. Like, it always feels like there's a story that just happens. And certain things that just, I don't know how to explain it. Certain things, when I imagine it playing out in my head, I'm just like the Izzy and Duplessis fight, I was like, Izzy can definitely win. I want him to win. But I just can't imagine him winning and then what? Like, he loses it, then wins it back, then loses it, then wins it back, and then he's going to defend it some more against Hamzat. And like, what? I just couldn't see the story happening in my head. And that's why I picked Duplessis to win. Even as Adesanya was beating him up, I was like, nah, he's going to win. Duplessis is going to win. However, I will say, it's not always like that. I didn't think Merab was going to beat O'Malley. I thought he was going to get chinned for sure. Even as he was winning that whole fight, I was like, up until the fifth round, when he was getting teeped, I was like, man, O'Malley's going to take you out, bro. Like, I don't see the story. I don't see Merab taking it. All the trolling, and then, like, Merab was like the favorite, not the favorite, like the baby face, the trolling, the internet skits and stuff. And then we got the fight week. It's weird when you get to, like, actual arenas, O'Malley, and people are like, oh, all O'Malley's fans are online. He seems to get a lot of love at these arenas. When they did the press conference outside, he got a lot of love. I think just because Merab gets really emotional fight week, whether it's him or, like, Aljo, he's not, like, funny and happy-go-lucky and chill anymore. He, like, gets really riled up and sensitive, and I think people don't like that, and it looks insecure, and I think people sense that, and that's why he kind of lost the crowd on fight day. I think he got booed on the way out, all that. And then he did the thing where he was no-sold Umar, which I don't blame him, because, like, I had to do all this, and you want me to call you out? And I just won the belt, and you're not even, like, an undeniable contender, and, like, I want my moment, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they bring him into the cage, sure, we'll face off, but I'm not about to call you out. I'm the champ. I want to at least feel like I have options, and I have some say, especially after what happened to Aljamain. So I get it. However, I try to think of this as closely to the Jan fight as possible. Jan is a great boxer, but he's a bad to be matched up against Merab. He has a very big weakness to, like, being shot in on because of the way he shells up. Umar's fast, and with that flick, I'm gonna call it a jab kick. That flick jab kick. And the thing is, it's like Cejudo almost. Maybe Cejudo's a better example because Cejudo has better wrestling. I don't know who has better grappling between Merab and Henry. It's probably comparable. Umar definitely has better grappling than both of them, but I don't know who has better between Merab and Henry. Henry had the better striking. That first round is kind of indicative of where that fight, I mean, Henry's a little older, but of kind of, I think, them at their best, the first round of Henry and Merab, that's them, Like, if Henry didn't gas or get injured, that's the fight, I think. Henry wins. He's a better fighter. He's faster. And he can get in the distance and move and slip and beat up Merab. I know Merab likes to throw a lot of stuff. Like, he throws those kicks, those spinning kicks that never land. But he pretty much just boxes with his hands down and then tries to go in for the takedown and then beats you up. And then, yeah. So his game plan really only works against people who has a significant superior advantage over in the grappling. Which is why he probably gets beat up by Aljamain in training camp, as he was saying. It's just not a good matchup. Which is why O'Malley was saying Aljamain is more dangerous. He presents more of a finishing threat, and he's harder to hit on the feet. Umar, I don't think Merab is going to be as elusive as he was with O'Malley, because I knew with O'Malley, all he had to do was stay out of range and shoot. Stay out of range, shoot. Kind of like Khabib fights. Umar, I think he's going to trade a little bit. I think he's going to take the first round. Well, I'm trying to think. Umar's never lost the first round. It's going to go 5 rounds for sure. He can take Umar down for sure. And he's going to try. He has to. And my thing, the way he wins is by this way he always wins, weaponizing his gas tank, you know? And people think that's boring, but it's smart, bro. Like, you have to use your natural gifts to your advantage. Dude's 5'6". He's not a super slick boxer. He's not the best kickboxer or the best wrestler. Like, you know, not everybody has the same talent and then train the same things growing up. You have to use what you have. But he has something that you cannot train. I mean, you can train your gas tank, but he has it to a level that you cannot train. He has a natural gas tank. Why would you not weaponize? Why would you try to be a knockout artist if you have the best? Unless you just have knockout power. If you don't, why would you not weaponize something? You don't see people with knockout power just grappling all the time. Name one person that has insane knockout power. Even if they can't grapple, they go, wait, I'm going to just knock people out. Gaethje. Who else can grapple? And just, I mean, you could say Oliveira, but Oliveira's just more well-rounded. He didn't have crazy knockout power. He's just a crisp. He just kind of got more crisper on the feet. Taporia can grapple, but he knocks people out because he has knockout power. Why wouldn't he? Who else? I'm trying to think. Like, if you have knockout power, you go for the knockout. If you have crazy submissions, you do grapple or whatever. He has a gas tank. I got to wear you out over 5 rounds. And I don't even think Morales' fights were boring, to be honest. I don't think they're boring. I think all the fight was terrible. But him Cejudo was not boring. Him and Yan was not boring. He was beating Yan up. He was punching him up. I think he should work on his boxing some more. I think he could approach his fights more closely the way Bilal Muhammad does. Get in like close and put his head in, put his forehead in his opponent's chest and just like box to get to the takedowns. I think you do that with Umar. Don't be at his kicking range. Just get in close with the boxing. And you have judo. So if you get in close and end up in a clinch position, you should have the advantage, And you have cardio. Just stay in his face. Go train with Bilal. Oh, no, you can't. No, Bilal wouldn't do that. But, yeah. And I think he can win. Umar can win just by being a better well-rounded fighter. Just keeping his distance, teeping him, push kicking him in the face, outpointing him on the feet. If Corey Sandhagen can out-scramble or can scramble out of your wrestling positions, Merab can. I mean, he trains with Sarah Longo and Matt Serra and Aljamain. So, and then Aljamain has trained with Mighty Mouse and what's his face? Musumeci. So maybe Merab is around them as well. So Merab is around like some dope grapplers. And has a dope understanding of grappling and scrambling. And he trained with Aljamain for his Mobstar camp, so there's gonna be scrambles. There's no way he's gonna. I mean, you might get a position for a second, like Mobstar did, but you're not just gonna like be on his back the whole round or anything like that. It's not happening. So that's how Umar. Umar has an obvious path to victory, and I see why he's the favorite because it's Nurmagomedov, he's undefeated, it's just easy to go with that. But I think Merab has a real chance, like a bigger than a plus 220 odds chance, for sure. And if he wins that, if I'm Merab, I'm talking my shit on Dana, on the Nurmagomedovs, the Russian Dagestanis. Speaking of which, why don't they, on their names, why don't they put that they're from Dagestan instead of Russia? It says on the UFC things, like, he's from Georgia, he's from Armenia, but these two, it says Russia. I wonder what that politically is about. Anyway, yeah, Merab definitely has a chance. Arman, I think Merab has a bigger chance of beating Umar than Arman does of Islam. Arman's really good, though. I mean, he beat Oliveira. He didn't finish him, but I think the Oliveira that fought Arman was better than the Oliveira that fought Islam. Who else? Do you have any other opponents in common? I think Arman might have even had a tougher route to the belt. I mean, he fought Dariush off a knockout, but he fought Dariush. He fought Gamrot, and I thought he won that fight. I thought he let the last 3 rounds. Like I didn't know what was going on. So why are you letting these go? I thought they were close, but I thought he won that fight. Yeah, I mean, they all kind of skipped over the old guard. Except for Oliveira, the Oliveira fight, the split decision Oliveira fight. Excuse me. But I'm trying to think on the feet. Islam's probably a little, I don't know. Arman has that beautiful axe kick. He's not bad, man. I mean, Arman's really not bad. I like this matchup. I was hoping Oliveira was going to win. I wanted to see prime, like a nice Oliveira back in there. But it's cool that we get this fight in Los Angeles. Like, it worked out story-wise. Like, it worked out. He's fought him before. I don't think the Southpaw is going to present too many problems. I think Arman's going to go in to wrestle more than Islam. I think Islam's going to just try to strike him, throw body kicks. And And I think Armin, especially going off his last interview with Brett Okamoto, I think he's gonna go, I can take this guy down. I've been wrestling. He not that good. I think he's gonna like be in his face and just wrestle, you know? I know his wrestlers are never like hesitant to wrestle other wrestlers who may be better wrestling. I can't say never, but I just think he's gonna want to test himself. I think he's gonna try to take him down immediately. I don't know if he's gonna shoot, but I think he's gonna try to grab that lead southpaw leg, and this is gonna be kind of a weird angle. But I think he's just gonna try to reach for it. Or he might buy. I don't think he's gonna try to go for the body lock. That wouldn't be smart. He's gonna get reversed probably. But yeah, I think Islam's just gonna same as the first fight. I think he's gonna outpace him over 5. I think Armin might take the first or second round, but I just think Islam's just gonna start piecing him up, and I think Islam will just out MMA him. I think he'll outstrike him. I think he'll have the advantage in the grappling, and I think he'll probably have the advantage in the transitions unless Armin has. I know he said he has some type of secret technique, but unless he has something special for Islam, I don't think he catches him. I think Islam, even though he's been cracked before, I think he has a chin. We obviously know Armin has knockout power, but at the same time, Islam has a point. Darius was just coming off a first-round knockout loss. And we know Oliveira has knockout power, so that could have been where that was coming from. But anyway, that's my predictions. As of right now, as we get close to the fights, I'll check out Embedded, some more training videos. We'll see if I do final predictions, but that's pretty much what I got going on for UFC 311.